The ADB has been working hard on the climate action programs here in the Asia Pacific. But how about other regions, other parts of the world? Are they contributing their fair share to tackling the climate change?
Well, I would say the Paris Agreement is heralding, action by all countries. So it's not only in the Asia-Pacific region, but also in other regions, countries in other regions who've made climate pledges. And as you know, on Earth Day, on April 22nd, a record number of 175 countries signed the Paris Agreement, and that definitely is signaling action across the world, not only in Asia-Pacific. But having said that, we do feel that the battle for climate change would be won or lost in Asia and the Pacific, given the rising emissions from the region, but also the growing vulnerability of the region to extreme events and climate-related disasters.
So, are you optimistic that we'll be able to reach the plan to put a cap on the overall temperature rise?
I would say so. I would say, the intent and the intended nationally determined contributions of our countries, which are the climate pledges made by them, if we can enable them to convert them into investment plans, investments not only, that the countries themselves will make, but also the financing that they're expecting from institutions like the Asian Development Bank. So if those climate pledges could be converted into investment plans, and there is in the right kind of investments taking place, we have a fair chance of reaching the 2-degree goal.
You have set the target, for financing climate change projects by $6 billion. How that will, overall help contribute to tackling the problems?
Well, 6 billion, I think, is a small amount related to the overall needs of the Asia-Pacific. But we also have to recognize that multilateral development banks such as ADB are just one part of the entire investment story in a country. There are other, larger investors, including the government itself. So to the extent the government start integrating climate change and environment and disaster risk in their planning, they can, green their own financing as well. And what ADB or institutions like ADB can do is we can help leverage financing from others as well, like institutional investors, like multilateral climate funds. But as of now, and I think for the time to come, we are just a small part of the entire investment story in a country.
Finally, some countries accuse the climate change program for targeting against their development project because they are coming along. Do you think that's a fair criticism or not?
I wouldn't say so, because if we have all adopted the paradigm of sustainable development, then climate is part of sustainable development. And if we truly integrate, what could be the future stresses or risks to our development, climate change is a very important part of it. So this distinction between climate change and development is in a sense artificial. Addressing climate change should be part of the normal development policies.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.